All right, Mal, let's go over to the hotline as we welcome in Bally Sports Southwest producer, personal trainer, superwoman, mom of 3, wears 17 hats. We bring in Miss Jessica Armstrong. Jess, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing? Thank you for the introduction. That is pretty accurate.
So, obviously, I gave a very light teaser there of the 8 million different hats that you wear. But for anyone listening that doesn't necessarily know you or isn't familiar with your work, give us kind of an elevator pitch about who you are and how you got to be where you're at now.
Oh my gosh, elevator pitch. Well, it's hard. So I started in TV production, municipal access when I was like 17, and kind of worked my way through the college video board side of things, got with the then Redskins, and then made my way to Dallas, and then got in with Fox Sports then, and Bally Sports. And then I always had an interest in personal training. So when I moved here, I didn't have a job, so I got certified. And so then when I got things rolling with Fox Sports Southwest, I somehow figured out a way to do both. And now here we are, personal trainer, now Bally Sports Southwest, nutrition coach, now mom of 3. And I think that's it.
I'm exhausted just even listening to that. So we'll focus on, let's talk about the kiddos for a second before we get into all of the different work things that you do. You just listed all of those different things that you do, and you've got 3 little ones. And when I say little, I mean like little ones. What is it like to balance all of that? How do you do it?
Well, I will say, so I have 3 boys, 5. Apollo's 5, he will be 6. Theo's 3, will be 4. And Arrow is 15 months. So, yeah, it's challenging. Well, the more you add, the more challenging it gets. But it's funny. Like we've always just been, my husband and I have always been just, our personality is like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, whatever it is, whatever punch you throw, whatever you got, we'll figure it out. And it's kind of like with the kids, it's like, okay, well, we have this addition. I will say Arrow was the most challenging adjustment, the third, because of his the timing. The other 2 came, I strategically planned, not really, but luckily it worked out that like the first time the Mavs didn't make the playoffs in 16 years was the year Apollo was born. And then they didn't make the playoffs again when Theo was born. So not good for the Mavs, but it was good to have a little break from the Mavs Insider Show. But I did produce through Arrow's birth.
Wow,
goodness.
I produced because I'm freelance, so I had the show pretty much planned out. So I didn't go in, but I remote produced through my whole maternity leave.
Goodness gracious, I can't even imagine. So I know the kiddos, you said they're very young still, but yes. Are they into sports? Have they seen dad's tape in the NFL a little bit? Are they wanting to play sports? What's kind of the story there?
Yeah, so at this point, he calls football daddy ball, and he calls basketball Luca ball. So
I love that.
I mean, Anthony didn't have quite the impact on the NFL maybe that Luca's having on the NBA, but I certainly love daddy ball. He's actually set to start his first flag football and then he's also playing basketball, and he's a little more shy, so he's just a little more shy, so it's a little harder for him to open up, which is kind of hard for me and Anthony, my husband, because we don't really have a shy bone in our body. So I can't really relate to him. So I'm trying really hard to be like, just go, just do it. Like, just go. And so soccer was tough at 3 for both of them. But I think as they get older, to start soccer, it doesn't make and they're May babies, so the groups they played with were all older. So, and 6 months makes a big difference at this age to be like 4 or 3.5 versus younger than that.
Well, and maybe the idea of playing daddy ball will really get them juiced up to go out there and rip off those flags. But want to matriculate over now to your work that you do at Bally Sports Southwest, and obviously with the Mavs Insider Show for anyone that doesn't know. But I believe, unless something has changed very, very recently, that you are one of the, if not the only female producer there at Bally Sports Southwest. What is it like to kind of wear that cap and wave the flag from a producer standpoint?
Well, I think actually it is currently still the way it stands. It's cool. I don't really I've always kind of worked with the guys and stuff. I will say, coming from, well, so this kind of goes a different way. So I came from the Washington Redskins, which it's no secret the work environment was not the best. It's just not the best. And so I learned a lot of tough love. I learned what like you're not supposed to do, what you're supposed to do. And I have definitely have the utmost respect for the leadership at Bally's and was Fox and Bally's now. And so they are super encouraging of roles and of motherhood, and we all get, they get that I'm the mom. So there is a different mom hat is different than dad hat. It's just how it is. But they get it. And I also am not super like shy about like I breastfed my kids. And so I needed a pump room, and I was like, I don't really need a room because edit bays at Bally, so it worked. And I was like, if you just give me like some sort of board that will block the glass window, like I'm fine. Like you couldn't really get in anyway, Right. And I was like, and I'm gonna sit back far enough so you can't open the door. And no one's gonna like come barging in anyway. But like I had my little black board for all 3 kids. They had my pump bay, and it was like awesome. Kind of like a joke, and be like, Jess, it smells like milk in here. I'm like, guys, whatever. And I'd be like, I just throw it back, and I'm like, well, I'm making life right now. What are you doing? Like, I made a pancreas today. Did you do anything today? Like, so no, that's so that definitely it's definitely we have different needs and things, but
right.
I will say they've been supportive through it all.
That's awesome.
Well, and kind of going off of that just a little bit, for any of the women that are wanting to get into the sports world, whether that being on air or like you being a producer, what advice can you give women in order to, get started or just kind of to how to navigate this crazy world that we're in?
I think it all boils down. One, talent does matter. You have to be good at what you do and have to know, being willing to adapt, take criticism, all of those just like like those things. I feel like that's the obvious things, but I think relationships are super, super important. I don't think. I'm just saying everything comes back to relationships. Like you want to work with people you like. There's people that I've been around with at Bally's now they're here for 10 years and doing Mavs Insider for 9. But I used to work on all different shows. Like I used to work on high school football. I used to work through different things. I think just the relationships. I mean, when I moved down here, I was just like, found people with my title from the Redskins. Like I was senior video producer. So I said, who is a senior video producer? And I Googled it and searched on LinkedIn for anybody who had that title. And I just was like, hey, can I have an informational meeting? Like I never asked for a job. I never asked for anything. I just said, hey, I'm new to the area. I'm looking to make connections. I went to networking groups, which was by far the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done in my entire life. Because you have a lot of imposter syndrome. And like, you're like, am I really good at this? Like, was I just like, made it good, got lucky. But, after time, you have to start making relationships and then obviously believing in yourself. You have to be your own biggest fan.
So that's the work with Bally, and then also you mentioned a nutrition coach, a personal trainer with Camp Gladiator. Talk a little bit about that. How I know that fitness is incredibly important to you. How have you been able to keep that up and going, and how much joy does that give you to see helping other people do that as well?
That's pretty much you nailed it on the head. I think that was one of our first things we did together, right? We covered it was like a Camp Gladiator workout at the Mavs.
It was.
At the AC, and you were the intern. Yeah, wow, like that was a long time ago.
It was.
And you crushed it, by the way.
Thank you.
But yeah, that was. So I got in with Camp Gladiator, and I just knew, like, I can't like train one-on-one. I don't have the time. But if I block out the time, 2 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, my 9:15 classes. Outdoor, and then I do virtual now Monday, Wednesday, thanks to COVID. It's just so cool I've never needed someone to like motivate me to work out. I've always been very self-motivated. I guess that's why I have so many jobs. But I just had I would feel so good after I worked out. I always say you're one meal away from being back on track, and you're one workout away from a good mood. So like, if I can share like, hey, you don't have to do camp, you don't have to do whatever, but if you exercise, you go for a walk, you do something you like, you're gonna feel better. And if I can help keep that someone accountable, and like they can play with their kids longer, they can do like run a marathon or do whatever their goal is, like that's so like just so incredibly rewarding and just so fun to see people get past themselves. Like I always tell people, you have to know, be, like you're worth your goal. So people won't think that they deserve whatever they want. Oh, that's not me. I can't do that. And it's really fun to be the one to be like, yeah, you can. And this is how you do it. Like give you a roadmap.
You're worth your goal. I really like that. And then finally, we're talking to Jessica Armstrong, Superwoman up here in the DFW area. But we wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about something really cool that you just are doing now. And I believe I'm saying it right. It's the I Am affirmation deck of cards.
That's it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
So this is like the most random, like, so when we're going to get real. You want me to get real?
Please
so
do.
I really wanted a girl.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted a girl when I was pregnant with my third, and we didn't find out until pretty late in the pregnancy. I was probably like 30 some weeks pregnant. And so like my doctor was like, you need to be happy on the day the baby comes, regardless of the gender. So you need to find out, because I don't want you to be like shell shocked. Because I was convinced. You couldn't have told me it wasn't a boy. Like it was the sky is green. Like I didn't believe you, right? So so I started getting into affirmations. Like I have a tattoo on my arm that says it's a mindset, and the I am is an acronym on that too. And I couldn't unmindset myself. If I couldn't get past like the fact that I really wanted a girl. I went to therapy, which I highly encourage people to talk to somebody if they need to, and just find out you can feel more than one thing. Because I was like, I don't want to be a jerk. Like I have 3 healthy kids, but I'm still like, but you can be happy and sad. You can be guilty and happy. You know, you can be multiple emotions at once. And so I got really into I Am affirmations initially. Like I've always kind of had them, would talk myself up on the way to camps even, and try to manifest what I wanted for my life. And then I was in flows of life and stuff. And then I kind of was like, I wish I could see something every single day. And I'm super practical. So it's like, well, it can't just be a card. So I needed to make it a playing card because I love playing spades. And I wanted to make one big or little, but I didn't. It was going to be extra. So I was like, let me just keep it as it is. But anyway, yeah. So I made these I Am affirmation decks. There's 52 weeks in the year, and 52 cards in the deck, 54 with the jokers, and there's different one for each week to focus on. And then ideally, like in a dream world, I would have like an app that's connected to it, where like it basically prompts you to be like a mindfulness app where you can like one of the words, like I am thriving, and it's like in what parts of your life are you thriving, in work or in your family life, in your marriage, or whatever part of your life you want to focus on that particular goal. And it's kind of a way to be accountable to yourself.
That is really cool. We're showing the pictures here that you had sent me with them. Where can people get those? So my Linktree has everything, and it's like the Linktree tr.ee, and then it's /make-time-for-fit, and that's my Instagram for all my fitness stuff. I don't really share a lot of my Bally stuff, because I don't know. I produce everything, so it's like weird to be like. I guess I could share to be like, hey, I produced this. But everyone else is on it. So anyway, you can watch Bally, all my Bally stuff on Bally Sports Southwest an hour before every Mavs game. And then it's all on our social channels as well. Fantastic. Awesome. Well, there you go. So yeah, make time for fit. If you are interested in getting those I Am affirmations cards, you can do that there. Jess, really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. I don't know how you do it, but you're an inspiration to us all. So thanks again for taking the time, and enjoy spring break. I appreciate you guys having me in Newton Out. And I will say, it's only possible because Anthony my husband is very supportive and has a very flexible schedule. So it is definitely a team. That is awesome. Well, tell him we said hello, and we'll be catching up with you soon. I will. Tell Tep I said hello too, and we have to do lunch soon. We might. Do you really want to have lunch with Tepper? Does anyone really? We've been trying since January, so you can see how much effort we've really put into it. Well, I will. He's in Mexico right now, but I will get on him as soon as he gets back. Oh, that's why. Okay. Perfect. All right, awesome. Jess, we appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good one.